We are back. I'm your host, Barry Waxler, here with the lovely and talented Andrea Kay, with Mr. Urban Miyares is with us today. And we have our next guest with us, our first guest of the day. We have Mr. Ron Eisenberg from Great News. So, well, that's actually great news to have Ron Eisenberg with us. How's that?
Well, thank you very much.
Yay.
It's a pleasure to be here.
Ba-dum-tish with the pun.
Hey.
It may be early in the day.
It's early in the day.
But we're working the puns here on Close Up.
Okay.
Glad to have you here.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So tell us a little bit about Great News. What is it that you do, and how do you do it?
Well, Great News Cookware and Cooking School has been doing what it's doing presently for the last 20 years, although it's been in business for 38. We teach cooking to the home cook to give them tips and hints on how to use the equipment that we sell. Mm-hmm. We are a very interactive business, not mobily interactive, but we're knowledge-based. And our staff is full of information, so we like to interact with the customer to help them find what they should be buying for their cooking style.
So now you've been, Great News has been around for 20 years. You've been in business for a lot longer than that, haven't you?
Well, Great News has been in business since 1977.
Okay.
But it became cooking about 20 years ago. Okay. Slow evolutionary process.
So what was it when it began?
It was kind of a functional, fun giftware store.
Okay.
And it's been through a lot of transitions from bath and tabletop and kitchen to total kitchen. Everything for the cook. That's all we do.
And you're located down in Pacific Beach, right?
Pacific Beach on the corner of Garnett and Jewel in the Pacific Plaza Shopping Center.
A little too close to my house, I might add.
Yes.
It's not too close to anyone.
Because I'm in there quite, at least that's what my husband would say.
I think you should go buy a school bus for Andrea, and then she can just go get all her friends and bring them down.
I agree.
Yeah. That's an interesting evolution. Did it coincide with the rise of the cooking, channels on TV, and as America's evolved in terms of their interest in food and different types of cuisine?
A combination of a lot of things. I've always been very interested in what our customer has to ask us about. And in 1990, we saw people asking more and more about the kitchen portion of our store and complaining that they couldn't get knowledgeable help was actually something we heard quite frequently. It slowly evolved into all high-quality cookware and appliances and became total kitchen. And then we started to get questions about how to cook. And since I'm not a gourmet cook, I couldn't answer all the questions. Mm-hmm. And decided to convert what was then a greeting card department to a full-blown cooking school for the home cook.
How does a guy who doesn't know how to cook start and manage and grow such a successful cooking enterprise?
With a lot of difficulty to begin with.
The secret is you need to know how to eat. Well, that's the real key.
Have good taste buds, right?
That's right.
Have good taste buds, like to eat, and like to spread knowledge. Just want people to understand more.
Like a lot of Americans, this is a second career for you, is it not?
Yeah, I was a pharmacist in my original life.
Even more fascinating. He's gone from filling prescriptions of painkillers and other such medications
to filling kitchens.
To filling kitchens. But, to me, food is a painkiller in and of itself. It's my medicine. So you're still kind of a pharmacist in a sense.
Well, it's still a very feel-good business. It's actually a more feel-good business than filling prescriptions was.
Yeah.
People didn't always feel that good when they were coming in to get a prescription filled.
Right.
People come into our store because they have a desire to be there.
Yeah.
Well, let's just be thankful that Andrea is a foodie and not from your prior profession. Okay?
Yeah. Yes.
Hey, I actually was a pharmacist assistant back in the day. So I used to know a thing or two about controlled substances, but let's talk about your confession before the show, Barry. You can't even boil water. You have to buy boiled eggs at the store. This is tragic. I think Ron may even be able to help you.
Well, there we go. There's my reason to come out and visit Great News next week.
Yes.
Okay.
I agree. We can teach you how to boil water.
Yeah.
Right.
What are some of the hot things happening in cooking today? Is there like an appliance that people are really embracing right now that's making that's kind of taken the food world by storm? Because it seems like there's always new gadgets coming out that people are excited
I think
about.
probably the hottest one right now is a rotary slicer where you can make zucchini pasta.
Ooh.
People are very much into not eating carbohydrates still to a certain degree.
Except me.
And
Well,
with
with
this
that
rotary slicer, you can make any kind of noodle out of almost any.
With Cuba opening up, watch Cuban food coming in, because
Oh, yeah.
that's break out the limes. Here we go.
Well, that's
Yeah.
something Urban would certainly know something
Oh,
about.
yeah. The black beans and rice. You got it.
Yeah.
You're listening to Close Up on San Diego Business here on KCBQ, streaming live at AM1170theanswer.com. Give us a tweet at CloseUpSD. Email me at barry@closeupsandiego.com or find our page on Facebook. We want to hear from you. I'm your host, Barry Waxler, here with Andrea Kay and Urban Miyares, and our guest is Mr. Ron Eisenberg from Great News Cookware and Cooking School. So...
I got a question for Ron.
Okay,
if you
go
don't- I'm curious, who is your primary customer? Is it male, female? Is it a certain age, or is it widespread?
It's still female, 80-20, 80% female, 20% male. It's been growing, actually. It used to be a lot less male. There's a lot more men interested in cooking. Age, our best, from 30 to 80.
Well,
We have them all.
Well, I have to say, there used to be this thing out there in American culture that it was kind of wrong for a man to buy a gift that was related to the home. For women, I completely disagree with that. I would much rather have like something really cool that, like a great appliance that I can use to cook great food, or you guys have so many amazing like gourmet food items in there. People could put together men. You could go in there. Their staff is amazing. You could put together an awesome food basket, right?
I can't agree with you more. I think it's a great gift.
Yeah. So men, go in there. And you know what? If you really want to impress the ladies, Barry, and you men out there, learn to cook.
Learn to cook.
Learn to cook. You guys have some amazing classes.
Well, we
all
teach
the
8
time.
classes a week.
Right. What are some of the types of classes?
Well, Italian's always popular. We teach, chicken breast 5 ways, or very popular classes.
And ladies
Vegan's
like
becoming more and more popular, and we have a
Right.
great young vegan chef. Very, very good. People enjoy her a lot. And a lot of people that are not vegans are coming to see what they can do in that genre.
My favorite, which
Yes.
would come as no shock to you, Barry, is the cake decorating classes that you guys have. And
Yeah,
you
we just
actually
had
get
another
to be,
one.
Yeah.
Just had another one Sunday.
And you actually get to be hands-on and learn how to decorate the cakes. That's my
Yeah.
favorite.
Yeah.
When I went to school, we had home economics.
Yeah.
In grade school and all. Of course, that's non-existent today. Do you get any young people coming in for the school?
Yeah, we do. As a matter of fact, more and more recently. So we're getting, mostly late 20s, early 30s is a market that we're very interested in, of course. And they have been coming to classes. We do about 10% of our classes are hands-on, and the other 90% are demonstration, where you get to taste the food, drink a little wine, take the recipes home. You can talk to the chef.
That's a great
So you
date
can
idea.
ask questions and get answers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a great date idea, Barry.
You're pointing at me for what reason? Okay.
Hey, single fellas, to me that's just a great idea out there.
It's a good place to meet people as well.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is the new dating scene over
Yeah.
at Great News Dating.
I agree.
Instead of wedding crashers, cooking class crashers,
Correct.
right?
Well, I do have a question. How, with what you do and how you do it, how do you compete against the big box stores? Since I realize the cooking classes separates you, but from product and inventory, how do you compete with some of the big box stores?
Well, the big box stores aren't carrying our quality merchandise.
Okay.
Our biggest competitors are the chains that are in our business. Prices are the same. Sometimes we're less, but our biggest factor is the fact that we have salespeople that know exactly what they're talking about and can respond to a customer's needs, and not always just. Our forte is not just giving the customer what they ask for, but asking them why they want it.
Well, I do find it interesting because if we go back to, remember we had had the guy that had the 3 or 4 garages, auto mechanic garages.
Family Auto.
Family Auto. If I went back to him and asked him to teach me how to use a screwdriver or a hammer or something, that is not going to happen. But I would come to Ron and ask him to teach me how to use a spatula, okay?
Mm-hmm.
I would. We teach knife skills, too, which is probably the most important class we teach.
Well, with some of the people that come around my house, I might need some of those knife skills.
Well,
But if you like to eat out, if you enjoy food and all like I do, knowing how to cook makes food taste so much better, even when you go out to eat.
oh, yeah.
Because you could easily detect or identify certain spices or how they cooked it. And if you've cooked it yourself, you can tell when the pasta's overcooked or undercooked, or same thing with steaks and so forth.
Right.
Really should go.
And if you are cooking at home, one of the things that I've learned is that the utensils and the cooking, your cutlery and your pots and pans that you're using all make a difference. And your staff is so knowledgeable. I've gone in there many times and said, I need a chef's knife, or I need this kind of knife, and they've taken me over and asked me questions about the kind of food that I'm cooking. And same thing with I needed a saute pan, and I didn't know if I needed a stainless or if I should get one that was a non-stick, and your staff is just so knowledgeable there.
That's what we try to do with every customer.
How do you keep a staff like that going, and keeping them knowledgeable? How do you find and retain good employees?
Well, we have training meetings every Monday morning, all staff, and we talk about any event that might have happened. It's a two-way meeting. They may have had a difficulty or something they want to learn more about, and we'll discuss that. We have an hour and 15-minute meeting every Monday, and then during the week we may have another training meeting from a particular vendor who come in and go into detail about their cutlery or their cookware, and we just keep on trying to enhance their knowledge so that they can answer any question.
Yeah, interesting. Well, I'm looking down here at some of the notes, and you've gotten a few awards here locally too, haven't you?
Yes, we have.
Tell us about those.
In 2011, we were awarded the best independent kitchenware retailer in the United States.
In the United States, not just San Diego.
Right.
That's
fabulous. And we received that award at the National Houseware Show in 2012. And we've had a lot of local, best of, which are very important to us. And we keep on trying to do it right. We give a lot back to the community as well. Give a lot of cooking classes away every year to charitable organizations.
That's fabulous. Now, event-wise, I know you put on classes and what have you. Do you ever put together special events that would be outside the norm of just your cooking classes?
We do special events for consumers, but nothing that we do. We don't take our show on the road or
right.
Yeah. So our events are all the cooking school.
Well, we do have a wide variety of listeners here, and based on the information that you've given us, I would encourage you. As a matter of fact, I send out an email to all of our nonprofits. I'm going to include you in this one for a different reason. Every week we want to find what's going on in the community from a nonprofit standpoint and bring that up on air and pass that information out. So if I can include you on that, maybe you can send us information on any special events that you have coming up so we can get it out to the public.
I'd love to do that. Can I mention our website?
Please do.
We're www.great-news.com, and all our cooking classes and events are online, easily accessed.
And the location of the store?
Garnett and Jewel in the Pacific Plaza Shopping Center in Pacific Beach.
We should have a cook-off.
Yeah.
That's what you do.
We're ready.
I want to compete against Barry, not Urban.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I could use many different analogies there, but Urban competing in a cooking contest, people would just look at him and say, well, this is no competition, and then watch what happens.
Oh, no,
exactly.
That's nice.
That's why I don't want to compete against Urban. He would win. No, I want to go up against you, Barry. What are your hours of operation for your store?
We're 9:30 to 9 Monday through Friday, 9:30 to 6 Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah.
Wow.
Have you ever had a crawfish bowl?
Have I ever had one?
Yeah.
You mean dined on it? Yeah.
Yeah. Have you ever done one in your store?
Never.
Something to think about, Ron. Yeah, he's like, never.
I don't think so.
There's no market in San Diego. He'd have Andrea. That's about it.
That's right. If you're not from the South, you don't know how to eat them.
So you'll have to invite Andrea down to be your guest host whenever you do a Cajun cooking class, okay?
Yeah, that's right.
I would love that. I would love that.
Great. Well, we're starting to run short on time, so let's do this one more time. Tell our listeners one more time how they find you on the web and where your store is.
We're great-news.com. We're in Pacific Beach on Garnett and Jewel, and I really appreciated being on your show.
Great. Well, we appreciate you being here, and I'll look forward to a lot more in the future.
Thank you.
So this is Close Up on San Diego Business here on KCBQ, streaming live at AM1170theanswer.com. Send us a tweet at CloseUpSD, or just find us on Facebook. You can always email me at Barry@CloseUpSanDiego.com. Let me know what you think. I'm your host, Barry Waxler. We'll be right back after a word from our sponsors.